All right, losers. Air Ride Future Team, global domination, $1 billion enterprise on its way. Okay, just an update for everyone watching. Okay, we already have the load board being created, trucking company profiles being created. Indian's working on it now. Okay, you want to get a taste of it? I'll show you. Okay. Okay. This is the test site. Go right here. You can see this is the test site. We're adding the load board right here. Okay, it's coming. Well, gotta log back in again. Alright, load board. Now we're adding trucking companies. Trucking company, add trucking company. They're gonna have a little profile, we're gonna have a photo. And we've added one trucking company already, Southwest One. We can take a look at them. Here's their profile photo. We're going to have their insurance info, dispatch phone, and then we're going to give them an air ride rating, what we think of this company. Just our own personal gut feeling on this company. Okay, update. And then if you want to actually, eventually here, when we put new trucks on the orders, or when we have new trucks, see all right here, all bookings. Now if we have this new tab here, so we're going to get rid of carrier detail, and what's going to happen is every time we do a new order, you're going to have to first add the trucking company here. You're going to have to add it right here. Then after it's added, you go to bookings, all bookings, and then when we do these orders, like always, okay, regular order here. Normally we would input the carrier details, but we're going to get rid of this. Oh, actually they created a new button here, so we can create the new trucking company here if you want to also. But anyway, so if the company's already created, we're going to create it right here, okay? Now here we're going to select Southwest One, assign. And now we can, I'm not sure what happened to their profile. Usually you should see their photo right here. Not sure what the issue is. But the photo will look like this, basically. They're probably working on the company. So this is what we're going to have trucking company profiles on the Air Ride site that are totally publicly searchable as well. So that's coming as well. But anyway, the reason for this video mostly is just so you guys can understand how to deal with the central dispatch side of things and how to deal with once orders are already, once somebody has booked an order, okay, what you're going to do is after an order is booked, you go to, if you want to see all the orders that have been booked, okay, that would be the in-transit bookings tab, okay. Now the one thing I will say is sometimes people will book an order a few days later, and this system is a little bit quirky because this basically just, this date right here is not the date they make a payment, but it's the date that the order was created. So not necessarily the date they made the payment. So sometimes we have an order that's like, that gets completed that was like 10 days old. So you have to go down here and you got to make sure all these orders are listed on Central Dispatch. Okay. And what we're going to do to make sure we know that somebody has listed it is you have to update it to in transit, and in order to update it, for whatever reason our system is screwy, you got to input just a couple hyphens right off the bat for the driver mobile and driver number. Okay, so you just click update and then it updates. That is what we're going to do after you have posted an order like this on Central Dispatch. You update it to in transit. That tells the rest of the team that this order is now on Central Dispatch, okay? So if any of these orders show still pending, Okay, then now right now actually I have not been doing that, but I've just now came to that conclusion that's the best way to do that. So if you post an order on Central, then make sure that you update it to the in transit. Okay. Now I just now put a couple orders on Central, but basically it's very straightforward. Okay. Right here, this pricing tab, this is the exact amount of money that they actually paid. That's a pretty important one because if somebody pays the full amount, then we need to know that because we're going to have to Zelle or do a quick pay to the trucking company. It's not going to be a basic, it's not going to be the regular COD style. Okay, and you can see all the stuff on here. It's got the first available date the car can move. Hopefully the person actually gives us the exact range they're wanting to move it in. That's even more helpful. We've got the pickup address, drop-off address. This is the total price we quoted with the $89. So we quoted them $12.09 total. That means the trucking rate that we quoted was $11.20. So that means, you know, maybe we try to move it. This is going from Portland to Columbus. I mean, that's not going to move probably less than $950, $1,000. It's a Jaguar. So probably not a lot of back end fee that we can make on that one. But if somebody, sometimes there are some pretty good discrepancies on these prices versus what cars are moving at now. That's why you just have to sort of know, you know, it takes time to get to know what we can make, how much we can make on these, but we got to move them quickly as well or people are going to be pissed off. The other thing is, I think the best way, I don't normally do it, but if we're going to have multiple people doing it, then we need to have a system. So I would say just the last 3 or 4 characters, we will make this the order number. Probably just do the last 4. So whatever these last 4 are, this is the order number you put on Central. That way we can search. You can just hit the Control F button and you can search those last 4 characters on Central and see if that order is on there. Okay, so the last 4, 451A. Let's see, what else do we need to know here? If you go to Central, for people who don't know how to use it that well, my vehicles, all of our vehicles are posted here. Okay, prices are here. Well, let me try to find one where somebody paid the full amount here. See if I can remember one. Let's see. Okay, this person I believe did pay the full amount. Okay, this is Ronald Stack. This guy, see this? He paid $2,025 on this one. Now that does not mean that that is the full amount, that's the only amount he'll have to pay, okay? That is stated in the terms and conditions. If you make the full payment on the website, there still could be an overage. We're not guaranteeing that price, okay? The only thing we ever guarantee is to move it within $150 of the quoted price, or we will refund your initial payment of $89 or $125. But other than that, I mean, there's no guarantee that we're going to move it at this. And really, these people want to move the vehicle anyway. So if it takes an extra 200 or 300, almost 99% of the time, they're going to move it because they want to move the car. So in this case, you could see grand total and price. That's what he paid. This is when he wants to move it. This one's pretty challenging to move because it's inoperable. So right here, make sure you look at that, non-op. And he wants to move it enclosed. It's not going that far. It's only going Illinois to Tucson, but because it's a 1966 Volkswagen van and it's in-op and enclosed, I mean, that's a pretty challenging order to move. So we're going to have to try to get that scheduled this next week. His first available date's until the 10th. Still a ways out because today is like the first of the month. So, but I'm just giving you an example. That's the that's the full payment he made. This is whatever they paid right here. Finally, also, we can add notes on this. I'm not sure that it would really be helpful, but if there's any kind of pertinent info that any one of us needs to know, you guys can add it, or if you talk to them or something, just input it right here. Okay, just put it right here. Just going enclosed in op. You add that note, and that note will show up when you go back to that. Gotta do 25. Wherever that guy is. Right here. Go back, click on note, and there it is. Okay? So you can add a note if you talk to the person or there's any info you feel like the next person needs to know, you can add it right there. And always check that too to see if there's any notes on the order that you need to read. So whenever you look at these, make sure you check the notes. And again, I can't stress it enough, but remember, in transit, these are all the orders that have been paid for. Okay, these have been paid for. If you go to all bookings, this shows all the quotes we've been getting, and the only ones that have been paid for are going to say completed right here. Okay, they're going to say completed. So a bunch of these have not been completed. So really, if you guys want to try to close some of these out, you can go back and through these that have not been closed, and you can text these people or call them or whatever and see what's up. Maybe there's some reason, that they have not booked the order, and you can always follow up, send them a text, whatever. I mean, we always got tons of orders that have not been booked. I mean, there's like a bunch of them, So you can go through here and take a look at them and always follow up with these. Like this guy called me yesterday, So, and I'm sure that guy's probably going to book it, but some people don't book it until 3 days to 2 or 3 weeks after they, get with you. So remember that too. And then let's get to another aspect. I actually do need to update a couple orders so you guys can see that. 10, let's see. Back to 1. There's a couple I need to update. Let's see here. I know there's this one on an excursion, okay? Just got this set up. I don't think I've updated it yet. So, yes, this thing is getting picked up like Tuesday. This guy needs the update. So let's see. I know I've dispatched. And you can hit the Control Find button, okay, to find these orders on any website or screen. Quick, Control Find. Type in excursion. Right here. So the order's right here. So we have this dispatch to top line service, so we're just going to input all this info. Now soon, once we add these trucking companies to our system, you'll just have to search for the trucking company and then assign it, and it'll populate everything. That's what we're going to be doing pretty soon here. But for now, we have to just basically input the info manually, just copy and pasting it basically. Dispatch phone. Pickup date is going to be Tuesday. That's the projection. I think they're planning on getting there by like, I don't know, 5/8. 5 is the projection for delivery. Company name is Top Line Service. Okay. I think it's like Inc. Yep. So you just save that, and then it sucks when you save something because it goes back to the basic screen, but just type it in again. Search excursion. Make sure it saved it, so it saved it there. Also, if we want to add the driver number, we're probably going to get rid of this and add this to the carrier. Well, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet because the driver is going to be different even if it's the same, carrier. So we probably will leave the driver info there. But anyway, the driver information is right here, okay? These companies don't always put it on there. So if you don't have it, just put like updating or put NA or something like that. But this person's name is Flaviu or something. So whatever, just put that in there. And then hit update. Also, make sure it's in the in-transit status once it's been dispatched. But you all know now, if you're going to put anything on Central, make sure it's in the in-transit status after you take an order from here and post it on Central Dispatch. Okay, so we X that out. Now that's been updated. The carrier's updated. Last thing is the shipping rate. So this one, he was quoted 89. He was quoted 1809 total. Okay, so we go back here. Air ride flat fee is always 89. Trucking rate estimate would have been what, 1720 or something. Yeah. Total rate estimate 1809. Now on this one, I kind of we're definitely making a little more money on this one because this guy's kind of been, he's just annoyed me. So 1950. Previously paid 89, 0.0. And remember, 1950 is the trucking rate, so the 89 is on top of that. So that means on delivery he's going to owe 1950 because that's the trucking rate, but in total 2039. Okay, that's the grand total. So you hit save, and also make sure if your name is Regier, total payment to carrier, that's exactly what the trucking company will be paid. That's not the total they should be collecting. The on delivery is 1950. So 200 will go to us. Carrier owes us. Carrier owes our company $200. I also generally put it in the notes here. Okay? Didn't put it on this one, but I generally do put it in the notes. Let me see if I find an example of that, but let's see. Okay, so if you view this one, I put it in the notes here. On delivery, collect $12.50. To you, $11.50, which is the carrier. To us, $100. Please Zelle or PayPal on delivery. So that's how you do that. Okay. Okay, now going back here, excursion. Now we're almost ready to update this person. Now the one other thing is if the person pays the full amount by credit card and it happens to take a little more money than we projected, then this is where you can add that additional payment. Okay, this is where you would add that additional payment and they can make that final payment on the tracking screen. So we're going to get to that in 1 second here. So now you've got this fully updated on this order. Everything's been updated. Now just to make sure it looks right, you can copy and paste this, okay, into the anywhere on Air Ride. Just paste it. Okay, and make sure there's no spaces here in between the space bar there. Then you hit look, and now everything's been updated. Top line service, driver, final totals. And see, this is that additional payment I was talking about. So this is really only if they made a full credit card payment, or sometimes the customer wants to pay the final amount by credit card. This is where we would update that. Okay, and we always, I'll do more on this. I'll probably explain more on this in another video, but that's where this happens at. Okay, and the person is technically supposed to come back and sign off on here. Not all of them do. They're supposed to put their name here and hit save. And then you can also add notes here. If there's anything that we need that might be worth notating, you can put it here as well. And you can see it says in transit here now also. And it shows them all that info, projected pickup, projected drop off, company name, all that good stuff. So then now if you want to update this customer, which I think we're going to eventually create an email where it automatically updates them when we update, when we can click a button in the admin to update them. We'll create an email to do that, but for now you have to basically send them an email. So this guy, I think his name was Justin Monig, I can't remember, but I just type in the car and there it is. So, whoops. A lot of times I'll just like actually respond to this guy basically. I don't know what I did here. All right, let me just hit reply and since this is Air Ride, I always use the Air Ride. If since this is airride.com, we send them an email, we want to make it the same. So we want to send it from customerservice@airride.com, not MX1. And you just have to select it right there. Actually, okay, there we go. So, AirRide to Justin Mong. All you got to do is be like, hey Justin, here are the final details on your order. Link to view all information. Okay, and all you're going to do is copy this link, copy the same link that they used to book the order is now like the track is now tracking their order. And then you can just add your signature. I always add mine. There we go. There you go. So now it says AirRide, see? And now that he can click that, he can view all that info. Okay, and that is how that is done. Let me see what else we could explain in this video. But this page is good to know how that works too. But let me think if there's anything else we need to explain. That's probably it for that video. I mean, trying to think what else there would be. Well, we'll just have to do another video with more information, but I mean, that gives you all an idea how all this is working, how to post these orders on Central. To post a new order, you just click post a vehicle, blah, blah, blah. Most of you know how to do that. Yeah, and Riger didn't even realize if you want to have all the information, you got to click post and store private data for dispatch, okay? You have to click that if you want to enter everything in. And when you're entering these prices in the way that we would get paid, you just put in like, you know, if the total amount being paid to the carrier is $1,500, but we're going to make an extra $200 on it, you just put $1,700 on the bottom one. And then cash, certified funds, delivery, certified funds, immediately, always put immediately, and then you put on delivery. Okay, so balance amount $200, carrier will receive $1,700, the carrier will pay you $200. Not complicated. So that's how that's done. Okay. And yeah, I mean, if anyone's working on this, you can just go through here and you can just look, make sure all these orders, all the orders that are on here that are in the in-transit booking, just go through here and make sure all these orders are on Central. And right here is the expiration date. So if these orders are coming up and we don't have them moved, like we need to start upping the prices like rapidly, you know, to get these things moved. Like we got a bunch here that need to get moved pretty quick. Like we need to like get on these. So the ones in red are what we're always like prioritizing. I mean, Central Dispatch kind of does that job for us by kind of letting us know, hey, we need to up the price on these potentially because they're not moving. Okay. And then also if we have like a special customer who's just a pain in the ass and is a lot to deal with, then we want to make sure we're moving their cars rapidly too. Because we just want to get them done with, get them over with. We don't want to deal with them every day. Or if it's like a high-end enclosed car, we probably want to schedule it a little bit out in advance to make sure we get a better equipment on it, that sort of thing, and then, you know, makes the process smoother. What else can I explain on here? I already went through the multi-booking. One thing that's nice to know, I know Ryger couldn't figure this out, but we can actually add any vehicle to the database. So if somebody has a request and there's like a vehicle not in our database, okay, you can add any vehicle you want to the database. You just put the year, the make, the model, and make sure you select the correct style of vehicle or the closest style it is, and you just add it. And then when you go to the create new booking, okay, it will show up. I recently just added one. It was on this AC Cobra right here, Superformance AC Cobra. Okay, I just added it, and that looks very fucking professional once you add the exact car that somebody wants to move versus you putting in Ford fucking Mustang. Well, this isn't a Ford Mustang. This is a serious car. It's like a $200,000 car or some shit. That's not a 2024 Mustang. So a lot of people are going to be like, that looks weird. I don't really want to book that. So if it's a weird ass car, then just add it to the database. It's super simple. You just click vehicles, all vehicles, and then you literally just enter the year, the make, model. That's it. It adds it to the database. Okay? So that's how that would go. Alright, well that's probably it for the video. I think I've covered quite a bit here, so you guys should be able to rewatch this stuff and have a very good handle on how pretty much everything is done. I'll probably, like I said, if you're emailing, keep in mind, I already went over it, but if we're responding to an air ride quote, like say this is a quote I created, but say this is like a new quote we got. Well, we can reply to this quote, but if we reply to it right here, just make sure we're sending the email from Air Ride Auto Shipping Team, okay? Because the email came from Air Ride, period. If it came from 123 Form Builder, then we send it from Midwest Exotic, okay? And I'll provide those jigs and everything so everybody can look at that. But anyway, that will do it for the video. I'm going to upload this one right now.